Really fantastic. I had to give a hug to Mark because I feel like we're brother and sister. We show up at every single rally. There's Mark up and down the state, and it's my honor to be here. And I've got some good news for you guys. I really feel, and I want to hear some applause if you feel the same way. I actually do believe the tide is turning. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? I am an optimist by nature, and I tell you, I am not going down with the ship. I am going to march this all the way to the heaven, all the way to heaven, all the heavens. I'm going to march it there, and we need all hands on deck. Now, listen, we heard from the science, all about the medicine. We know that things have been overblown. I really don't talk about the science and the medicine because I want to give you 3 important truths. And I hope you are just going to write these on your heart. You're going to have them on your phone. You're going to stick them on a Post-it note. You're going to email them to everybody. And the number one thing, and you probably know this, actually, why don't we take a look at the 3 things, shall we? Number 1, no governor can make a law. Right? Would you repeat that? No governor can make a law. No governor can make a law. This wonderful mayor of El Cajon, he can't make a law. No, he can't. The city council can because that's a governing body. So no governor can make a law. No mayor can make a law. No sheriff can make a law. No judge can make a law. And certainly no health officer can make a law. Our country is not by one person rule. We left that behind when we created this country. And my friend and patriot, Dr. Cordy, with his 1776, that's what he's acknowledging. And guess what? This country was founded because people like you, freedom-loving individuals, decided that there was going to be another way. And that's another one of my mottos. There's always another way, and I'm going to find it. How do you like that? There's always another way, and I'm going to find it. And I hear stories and stories and stories, ongoing things that just anguish my soul. A young lady right here, a young mom, couldn't go shopping at Trader Joe's. When did it become illegal in the United States of America to go into a grocery store breathing oxygen and you're going to be handcuffed and arrested for trespassing? I'm not going to stand for it. I am not going to stand for it. Listen, they're trying to take away the United States of America, and they're trying to make the United States of Costco. Are you going to stand for it? Are you going to stand for Trader Joe's now making the laws in this country? Spelled Trator Joe's. You got to be kidding me. A healthy American here just gave me a letter saying she's like barred for life from Smart and Final because she dared to walk in with a medical exemption. Are you kidding me? Listen, you don't need an exemption. You don't need a medical exemption. I know I had religious exemptions. You don't need an exemption for being a healthy American. I personally don't use the word lockdown. I'm not in prison and I have a key to my house. They're trying to manipulate us with this language. We're not in a lockdown. No governor has any authority to tell you what to do. Well, first of all, there's no emergency. All right? There's no evidence of any emergency. There never has been any evidence of an emergency. People get sick, people die. It's very tragic. That's the cycle of life. There is no emergency. And even if there was an emergency, no emergency goes in front of your rights, okay? That's why I don't care about the science. I don't care about the numbers. It's very sad and tragic that people die. My mom was an emergency room nurse for 40 years. I kind of know how that goes. You know, no emergency can come in front of your God-given rights. Your first right is your right to life. Life requires oxygen. You don't need an exemption to go to the doctor, to go to work, to go to Trader Joe's. The people wearing the masks, spreading the germs, they're the ones that had the exemption. They're the ones that should be sitting on the street corner getting Instacart and carry out and all of that stuff. So listen, take off the mask. There's no law that says you have to wear a mask. No person makes the law in this country. If you want to wear a mask, that's your business. And if I don't, it's my business. You know, live and let live. I want to give you guys some practical things, but first of all, there's no emergency. No emergency is going to go in front of your rights. A right is something that can't be taken from you. Your rights were not created by a law. Your rights were not created by the Constitution. Your rights were not created by the California Constitution. They acknowledge your rights and they limit the government from trampling on your rights. How's that working out lately? Not so good. So we need all hands on deck, everybody. No governor can make a law, no health officer can make a law. All of this stuff is nonsense. You have the attorneys here that can have your back, but I want to give you some real practical things. I've been up and down from San Diego here, back and forth. I live in South Orange County. I've also been in Ventura a couple of times. We're going up to Santa Barbara. I help people all over the country, and I've got 3 words for business owners. Just stay open, okay? Just stay open and run your business the way you want to. I've been up and down all of these counties, hundreds, thousands of business owners coming to find out what they can do to stay open. And it's I spend like 3 hours in these workshops, and I can summarize it by saying, just stay open. There is no law that requires you to close your business. There is no law that requires you or your employees to wear a mask. There is no law that requires you to require your patrons to wear a mask. There is no law for you to limit your number of patrons to 25%. There is no law to make you serve outdoors or indoors or on the roof. I'm sorry to say, these powers that shouldn't be are starting to ridicule you. And we want to be as free as those beautiful birds flying above, and we are, because the American spirit is one of freedom, and nothing is ever going to extinguish that. We are distinguished by our freedom, and we are never going to let that go. I have these flyers that many of you got. It says open for business. On the back of it is, there are 8 points for business owners that basically summarize what I just said. They are protected by law. And there are lawyers that will go to bat for them. If you did not get a card, please go to thehealthyamerican.org, click on documents. You can download these, you can print them out, you can enlarge them, whatever you want to do. I want you to have these, pass them out to every business owner. Now, the other one is actually goes to the website, right? The tagline is breathing life back into liberty. And I mean that breathing life back into liberty. We need our breath. It's our number one thing that keeps us alive. On the back is what you take into the store. These are your rights. You are protected here. So you can carry around this card, and if somebody starts to hassle you, you just start reading off this card. And hopefully you're going to be speaking to somebody who has a rational mind and who you can educate. Print these out, pass them out. I have another card that you can take that explains why you are not a direct threat. Listen, they are very, very close to taking away our freedom. The government knows that it cannot make a law regarding masks. The government knows that it cannot make a law limiting the number of your patrons in the store. So what they're doing is they're using the businesses themselves to oppress you. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about having the manager at Costco tell you what you can do? Not so good, right? No individual has authority over your life but you. And for me, God, okay? I only follow God's laws. I don't follow Costco's laws. I got banned from Facebook every time I was trying to do it's probably going to shut off now if I say that word Costco. So I just chose another word somebody told me, Comico. Yeah. I want to give you 3 very important things that you can do. When I started doing this patriot work, which I've been doing for years, it just sort of came on the scene more recently, but I've always been an activist. I've always been standing for freedom. My background is in politics and education, so I just kind of shifted from health education to helping people understand the law. As the speaker said before me, the number one thing the government wants to do is to oppress you. And the way they do that is through isolation. So the number one thing you're going to do is just like you're doing here, you are going to stay connected with people. You're going to find these businesses like Alondra's at the Village. You're going to go in person, face to face, no masks, enjoying yourself the way that life is designed to be. All right? Yeah, I can see that. Number one, connection. Find it in any way that you can. Those of you who have loved ones in a nursing home, I have remedies for you at the website. Those of you that are struggling with your kids not in school, I have remedies for you at the website, thehealthyamerican.org. We are all about practical solutions. The second thing you're going to do is educate yourself. Educate yourself, educate others with these cards. Print them out, pass them out, improve on them if you want to. Educate others in a loving, engaging, open way. Now, you know, you've seen my rants. I do lose my temper, but I try not to lose my temper in public because I don't want there to be any issues where I'm, handcuffed and hauled off for trying to buy a bag of potatoes or something. So I do try to educate in an affable manner, and education is key. Educate yourself. Business owners, would you educate yourself on your professional licenses? You cannot get your license revoked for not distancing. There's no law that requires it. If you're a hair salon, just open your doors, forget the paper, open your doors, fill your salon, nail salons open. Restaurant after restaurant, including Alondra's, the Village, we have seen that the business doubles and triples when you open up business as normal. No health officer has the right to tell you this. You are not violating anything unless you have, you're serving alcohol to minors, okay? That is a violation of a liquor license. Aside from that, you are not going to lose that if you have due process of law. Educate, educate, educate. I don't even own a restaurant, and I call the ABC to find out what those regulations are. And guess what? There isn't one for masks or distancing or closing. Third, very important, is you need to take action. Now, you guys took action. Give yourself a round of applause. You came out here. You took your time, your energy, your effort. Listen, I say all hands on deck. There's something for everyone to do. Maybe you're not going to be making the videos or standing up in the store. There's something that you can do, and I want to tell you 3 things that you can do. Are you ready? These are 3 things that everybody can do right now. And number 1, please take off the mask. Just take off the mask. Friends, the mask doesn't work, okay? It actually doesn't. It's your choice if you want to wear one. Don't wear one because some authority told you to do so. Listen, it is a symbol of oppression. It is a symbol of squelching your freedom of speech. Now, we can do gestures and body language, but the words only come out of your mouth, and when you're not wearing a mask, I can't understand you. It is suppression of speech, and it's visible. And as other speakers have said, and you know it as well, this is a battle, this is a war, this is a spiritual battle, and that is the uniform of the enemy. I don't have a mask, I've never worn a mask, I don't intend to wear a mask. It goes against every fiber of my being. God gave me my first breath, the breath of life. He's going to take my last breath, and I am not going to fiddle with it in the meantime, all right? If you are new to living without a mask, here's what I recommend. Take off the mask, walk into a store without the intention of buying anything, turn around and walk out. It's easy, it's low risk, and you're like, hey, I did it, nobody accosted me. And the next time you walk in and you go down one aisle and you turn around and you walk up the other aisle, and you're like, you know what, I wasn't going to buy anything anyway. And your heart rate is low, and you're smiling with your beautiful smile, and you're sharing that with others. Next time you go in and you buy a packet of gum, all right, low risk, and you get yourself step by step. And I do understand that our society has told you that you're doing the right thing by wearing a mask, that it's the compassionate thing to do. It is not compassionate to appear in society looking like a robber, rapist, thug, and criminal because they're the ones who wear masks. I don't like dealing with bandits, okay? This is that gaslighting and brainwashing at the highest level. In our society, we don't deal with our facial identity concealed. It's actually a crime. If you think you're doing it to protect someone else, they have their own protection. They can decide what they're going to do. It's very harmful to those who have suffered trauma to see you in a mask day after day in the stores. Don't do it. Our society is based on the beautiful bare face that God gave us. Now, I told you I was going to be positive, but I'm very, very passionate about that. So that's your step number one, take off the mask. Step number two, I've got 3 steps for you. I said it earlier, just stay open. Just stay open. Businesses stay open without complying. The ones who comply are the ones that are going to be. He gave you the story. The gym owner did everything right, and he still got targeted. Without his, why not stay open and do that with your own dignity and respect, standing up for what is right? I know Peter, he's awesome. He was trying to do and comply and help, and it backfired. So forget all that. You don't need to do that. Number 3, I want you to print out the documents. All right, that's an easy one. Print out all these documents at thehealthyamerican.org. Go under the documents page. I'm adding more and more. There are sample lawsuits that you can send, not to the court, but to the company to scare them to think that you're about to do this. And you know what? We are. Friends, the most important thing to do is for you to remember what life was like a year ago. Remember last Christmas? Remember the Christmas events that you went to and the shopping that you did to prepare and the Christmas caroling that you did and visiting other people? Let's do it again. What do you say? Let's do it again, everybody. I thank you so much for the organizers of this event. I just want to tell you that we need all hands on deck. Join me at thehealthyamerican.org. Full steam ahead to freedom. Let's do it.
You know, a safe hug is a revolutionary act right now. My gosh, that's what this Christmas season, this holiday season is all about.